Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing something pretty cool that I just got, and I just wanted to share with you guys. I've only found one other video on YouTube that had anything about this particular product, and that is Tile Flater Mouse, Tail Flater Mouse. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Anyway, his channel does a lot of shotgun ballistics and just things to do with the 12 gauge, and he featured this on his show. I contacted the company. They did not send this to me in any way. I actually purchased this myself, but I contacted them to find out more about their product, and it really did intrigue me to the point where I put an order in. So what you see here is what I ordered that came in the mail, except for these two things. What is this? This is called a ram shell. So this product here is designed to be a less lethal option for your 12 gauge. And as you can see here, it is basically a shell that you're going to reload. I believe this is some sort of a PVC plastic of some sort and aluminum cut out of some type. I believe these are aluminum. And what the designer of this at Ramshell, the dude that I spoke with, his name is Ben. I'm not sure if that's the guy who does all this or he's the owner or what, but the guy I spoke with, he said his name is Ben, and they custom make this on a lathe. So they hand cut everything for this specific set. And I figured, you know what, this is so cool, I gotta try it. And what it is it allows you to shoot out a 68 caliber round ball or 68 caliber projectile out of the shell here using the ramset 22 blanks. So these are for nail guns. You can get these at Home Depot. And they have a bunch of different levels, as you can see here. So this one, my local Home Depot currently only had the 2 and the 3 in stock, so that's what I'm doing with the video. They do say they have a level 1 all the way up to level 5, but again, that's what I could get. So that being said, this is such a cool little piece of kit because it is a less lethal option. And what you can do too is you can use this to train with your pump action shotgun in your house, which is pretty cool. So how it works is you take a ramset 22, and what you're going to do before you put that in, you're going to take your shell or your shell and your round ball. And this is a rubber ball that they sell 68 caliber, but I'm almost positive you can use other 68 caliber size projectiles like you see here. So you know my channel, I have paintball, and this is a first strike less lethal round that can use in one of my paintball markers, and this is a hard ball. It's not rubber, but they're both 68 caliber. So it should fit down here. So we're going to set some of these shells up here. So the first one we're going to set here is this one. Now, they say that you can just use finger pressure to put it through, but for me, I ended up picking up their setting tool, which is basically just a push punch, and it's set to a specific degree from the shop, and this is 19 bucks. So I figured go ahead and get that here. So all you're gonna do is push your ball in and then push down until it clicks like that, and that should give you the proper depth. And then for this one, we're gonna put in a 22 number 2. So what I'm gonna do, so I know what this is I am actually going to mark the ball here with number 2. So I know which load is under here. So this is number 2 load, and this one's going to be a number 3 load. Again, we just do this, and we push in until she clicks, and that gives you the exact depth. Again, all of this can be found on their website. And this is the number 3. Push that in. Stuck the glove there. Push that in, and then we're going to do 3 on that. So now we've got a number 2 load and a number 3 load, but here we go. So we have the tool to basically take out the spent 22 blank, basically sticking this in like so and pushing the 22, the empty cartridge like that until it comes out. And you can do this with anything. You can do it with a rod, stick, whatever that you could find that fits into that hole and long enough. Again, you don't need these tools. This right here was an extra $19.99. This was $5. And I noticed since I did end up picking up the entire kit from him, I did not end up with this scribe tool here. So this tool is designed to, if you load and you just want to pull out the shell because you don't want to fire it. So let's say, for instance, I want to take this out. This tool here is used to hook up into this little ledge here and pry out the 22. However, for me, what I found is that if I grab this, right, and I just kind of tap it on the side, it gives me enough lip that way I can get a knife to go underneath and pry that out like so. That's the exact same thing you do with this. But yeah, again, a tool is not really necessary, but if you want to buy one, go for it. He did end up sending this as a gift for the purchase, which was pretty awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so we're gonna get all this set up, go outside, set up some targets, and see what these does. Hopefully they're not crazy loud. Okay. All right, so those into your standard charity. So right in here. And that is hella loud. That's number 2. And that's number 1. Number 3. Both of these are great options, and they will send your ball right through. If you can see that there, the original number 1 bounced off, which is hard rubber, and the other one actually ripped right through. So with both of the hard rubber rounds, we got, this is the number 3 load that blew right through the archery target there and stopped on the other one. So there is some pretty good inertia with these rubber bounds. That being said, I don't think I'm going to be testing the other 2 here just because they are way heavier than these, and I'm afraid that they'll actually go through. We're going to go head up to the mountain and try these up over there. All right, that's where we're at, and that's what it looks like now. Cool. Okay, so we just came in from outside. We did 2 test shots with these, and the number 2 and the number 1, number 2 and number 3 ramset, and I mean, these are pretty significantly loud as far as a less lethal shot, especially if you're trying to use this in like your house. Definitely would still recommend Ear Pro if you're using this as a non-lethal in your home, but I want you to see a little something here. So you can see that this one has a little bit more burn in it. This one, I believe, is the number 3, and this one with not as much burn in it is a number 2. So what you saw there was both of these, which is what came with my kit, right? This one blew right through my first layer of my archery backstop, blew right through the first one, hit the third one, a second one, and rolled down, and then this one completely bounced off. So as far as like, you know, indoor practice and stuff like that, I'm thinking that you could, essentially, but these things are sending it pretty fast. I mean, if it's enough for it to go through my mat, then it's definitely enough to put, I'm guessing it's probably going to be around maybe the number 3, probably like 800 feet per second or so for this. And this one, I'm guessing this one's about maybe 400-500 feet per second. Still kind of loud. However, because these projectiles are heavier, way heavier than this, I don't think I want to try it on my backstop with this particular rounds here. I'm gonna have to try these on another time, maybe another video, test these out somewhere else, just because they're heavier. And if they're heavier and they're going that speed, then my backstop's not gonna stop it, and then it'll probably like damage something on my property. So, or you know, go past my property, which I don't want. So safe to say that if I wanted to play with this on property, I would really be stuck to using either a 2 or a 1 ramset to be able to practice with this. Other than that, is this a viable piece of kit for you to use as a home defense? Sure. Is there better options? Sure. But where I think this particular unit thrives is the fact that you can load this in a standard shotgun. Now, I used a single shot H&R in my video just so I didn't have to worry about pumping. I can just send in each individual load. But what my thinking is you could essentially load this just like a regular shotgun in your tube, and you could actually have a mix load in your gun, which would be in your lower tubes, your lethal stuff, and in your first loads that's coming up, your non-lethal stuff. So you could have an option to be like, hey, something's happening, load your less lethal, boom, cycle another less lethal, boom. If it's not effective, then you can go lethal without actually having to get a 68 caliber specific barrel. Now, when I say that, this right here is a 68 caliber specific barrel, and these are 68 caliber balls. So if you were to look down the barrel of this, you can see that there's very minimum light coming from the rim of the ball itself, right? So if we do that, you see that right there? You can kind of see that there is a little bit around the ball, which means that that's where the air pressure or the gases is going to flow over this ball. Now you can get 68 caliber, you can get barrels that are specific sized for your projectile, and it'll just be a lot more compression in the back and make it more accurate. Now, unfortunately, with the 12 gauge and how this works, you can see that, there we go, let's bring this down. You can see that one, where can we get there? Can we get an angle on it? Yep, I believe so. So you can kind of see that, I mean, first off, I think it's filthy. This whole thing is a filthy shot. So if I take this and I drop it to the bottom, you kind of can see that there is quite a lot of air gap through this. So now this does not have a lot of compression. So essentially what I'm saying is without that full compression, you're not going to get super accurate shots. And just those last two shots there, they were not crazy accurate, but I guess, you know, for the distance that you're supposed to be using these as non-lethal, it makes sense, right? You can sacrifice a little bit of accuracy for the ability to not go full lethal with your 68 caliber rubber ball. That being said, again, in my opinion, if you are in a home invasion situation and you need to use your firearm, my honest opinion is I just shoot them with lead. Dead men tell no tales, right? But I guess that all depends on the state you live in. So, does the ram shell have a place? Sure, it does. Like, if you really want to have that ability to be non-lethal or lethal, or just have a training ability to run the ram shells through your shotgun, and here, this is what it'll look like. Let me demonstrate that now. Okay, so like if you wanted to run your ram shells, these are that once fired, unloaded shells. What you would basically do is you could either keep one in the chamber as a non-lethal, keep your safety on, and we need it, bang, shoot it, or you could mag load these. Now, haven't seen, like I said, there's only one video of a guy ever actually using these, and he single loaded them. I haven't seen any videos of him actually loading the whole entire mag and dumping it out. Maybe we could do that at another time, but as of right now, all right, so we have the shotgun here, fire, it's a little old shotgun, so she's a little tight there. But anyway, yeah, so essentially you could use a ramsets like that. You could load your ramset into your tube. You could put 3 lethals or 2 lethals in there, and then 3 or 4 non-lethals, and this could be a one and done unit where you don't have to get a specific type of 68 caliber, like this right here. This specific marker is and can be used to shoot just that shaped projectile types, and it's a 100% non-lethal. This will not kill you. I mean, maybe if you domed a guy at point blank, yeah, but ultimately, you know, non-lethal. So if you wanted the option to marry these two into one unit, then definitely get yourself some ramsets. I truly believe that they will do what they're marketed to do, and they're great. They are loud, so just keep that in mind. They're definitely louder than a paintball marker or a one like this. So this here is an EMF 100 from Planet Eclipse, and these run a magazine. So as you can see here, this would be my non-lethal home defense if I wanted something to not use to do I didn't want anything to do damage on the person. Just get them out of my house, you know, just unload a bunch of these on them. That'll work too. Or like I said, just fill them with lead if it's that point, right? It's the most realistic part, to be honest with you. But anyway, all that being said, again, I am not sponsored by Ramset. I paid for this with my own money. I will tell you, these guys are an American company, makes everything in-house, and for what the product is, it's an excellent piece of kit, and you should definitely get yourself a piece. All right, so we're going back to the table. I'm going to show you how to unload it and show you what all the insides look like after. All right, so now we're back at the table here. Let's move all this out of the way. So what we're going to do is we are going to take these ramsets that we just shot, and we're going to unload them. So basically what happens is you end up with something like this, okay? Then you would take your ejector tool, find that little hole down there, and then just push straight up. And you can see that's clear as day done. And yep, this is the brown one. So this is the number 2 load. And you can see how not as dirty that is. It's not that dirty. And then this is our number 3 load. Again, we do this the same way. Push it up. This one is a little bit more stuck. Whew, I don't want to come out. She's a little tight there. There we go. So, number 3, the green. All of these are super solid pieces of kit. Definitely get yourself one. Cleaning wise, I'll be honest, I have not seen anything on the cleaning on what to do with it. I'm just gonna assume I'm gonna run a rag down here, swab it out, because that is pretty. That's pretty nasty. Now it does look like it's just plastic burnt, like when you use when you heat up PVC pipe and it gets that yellow. So I'm not sure how long this is actually going to last for, you know, before it just pops out and cracks or whatnot. But I'm sure it's probably a simple enough purchase. Just grab another couple and you just run these until they are till they break. Again, buy a box of 20 and just keep them on hand. It's a great tool. Again, it's very niche oriented to what your intent is with this product, right? Again, if you're a 100% less lethal guy and you're never ever gonna run live rounds, then yeah, buy a dedicated 68 caliber unit that you know that's only gonna be 68 caliber. If you are one of those guys that wants the universality of this, man, can't go wrong with these. And the fact that you can shove all kinds of stuff down this thing is amazing. For these though, like I said, these ones we're gonna have to wait for another day for me to get to a range of some sort or somebody's property to go shoot these, because again, my property is a little bit too small to be running these on property, especially with how fast this went with this one at being this weight and these being heavier projectiles. They could go slower for all I know, but just to be safe, we're going to take these out somewhere else. So that'll be another video. Ram shell, Check them out. I'm gonna link their website down below. Oh, by the way, they are a small company, so when you order from them, I don't know if they're gonna change this later, but how they did it with me was when I put my order in, I had to pay through PayPal, and then that was my receipt. I never got a confirmation from Ben over at Ramset. They said that your confirmation is your receipt from PayPal. So that, and then to check your status of your order, you have to go to their webpage, scroll all the way to the bottom, punch in your zip code, and I believe it's your zip code and your email address, and then it will show the status of your purchase. Not gonna lie, kind of got me a little sketched a little bit, but I kind of just trusted the process and they showed up. And this was ordered on February 17th and I got it, today is March 1st. No, today's March 1st. And I got this on the 28th. So with lead time of him having to manufacture and doing everything else, I got this on February 28th, ordered it on the 17th. So 17, a little over 2 weeks for him to produce this and ship it out to me. Priority mail, got here easy all the way to Hawaii. So yeah, again, check them out. Ramshell. I ain't got nothing else to say about the product other than it's cool. Check it out. And yeah, questions, comments about this, you know where to leave it. I will check you guys out later.